And best of luck to the two of them.
Best of luck to the two of them. You note that Zefarious has 3 red stars. IgorES has 2 red stars. Both of them are Gianna users. IgorES does also have more LDs. He does have that Asima, generally faster units. So we'll see if Zefarious decides to go with the slower style of play today, or if he just decides to play standard and go with maybe some sort of Chiwus, Okeanos, so on and so forth. Interesting that they're taking a lot of time on the pre-bans here. Zefarious does have first pick. So I think this is a kind of a rock, paper, scissors of who's going to pre-ban Gianna, who's going to pre-ban Hathor. We see the Chiwu being pre-banned by Zefarious, Gianna being taken out by IgorES, so Zefarious is likely going to take out that Hathor. We're going to likely see some sort of a Fran Ganny or Ganny Sierra coming out from IgorES.
Yep, possibly. So let's see the split going out here. We can't forget that Igor does have that Jaeger as well. We saw that on day 1, or I'm sorry, day 2. It didn't work out for him, but we may see it in play again up against Zefarious.
As long as he's not bringing that Jaeger into Vigors and a lot of things that counter it, he's in a great spot. It is a strong unit. Look to see a Sierra Ganny here. Obviously, we know that Igor is going to favor Sierra a lot because both are Gianna users, and Gianna users love to favor their Sierras. So we'll see what Zefarious decides to do. Does he want to fight the speed game? Does he want to stay neutral? Or does he want to go totally slow? And I could see definitely wants to keep his options open. Goes with that Vanessa Fran, which leaves him a little open to an Okeanos Daphnis or some sort of maybe a Barbara Daphnis, some sort of unit that attacks the speed, the lack of speed from the Fran and the Vanessa.
Yep, we'll see. Very common drafted picks here. We've seen this in a lot of our matches today. Obviously splitting the Ganny Hathor into Vanessa Fran Ciaras right after that. Curious to see if Igor is going to break that mold, bringing out something we haven't seen yet.
Well, he does go with the Barbara, and he does go with the Veladrul. So Barbara, as expected, Veladrul giving him a piece of immunity here. And Veladrul very good into Hathor. Hathor with the skill 2, landing less than 50% of the time on that Veladrul. So I do like that Veladrul pick a lot, but again, Zefarious going with that Fire Art Master that we've seen, and then going with the Savannah here. So likely the ban here is going to be the Veladrul coming out from Zefarious' side. That's what he's signaling to us. Or it could be the Sierra. Either or is fine here. IgorES does need to decide how he's going to fight the speed battle, because clearly this is a draft of speed. I would like to see an Okeanos or even a Triton would be quite interesting. Something to be able to give him that speed advantage.
I love that Zefarious is bringing back that Fire Art Master. It was great to see it before. It didn't work out for him. Igor with a rushed last pick. He saw the Daphnis before, takes it back, brings out the Asima. I am not too sure that's what he meant to. I think this happened to him on his on day 2 as well, where he was forced picked a unit. And we've got an Asima coming out for Igor.
Well, that panic pick here means that he's taken out that Fire Art Master, which allows IgorES to have that Veladrul left on the table. So Zefarious needs to knock out that Veladrul, but at the same time, IgorES doesn't have a single strip. So once this Fran goes online, Zefarious has this match.
Yep, well, speed leads for both teams. Zefarious and Igor. Can Brazil pull this one off, or can Zefarious get the upset once again? Let's go. Igor with first turn here. Ganymede can't reset anybody, just a little bit of poke damage going out.
Ganymede can't do anything turn 1 because it is too fast here. Speed not being great here. And Zefarious with a very fast Fran ain't going to be able to throw up immunities and just going to be able to pick off units at this point.
There's the immunity attack buff coming out of Zefarious, looking to focus out this Veladrul first. Gets the additional turn as well.
Gets the additional turn, does land that strip. So at this point, IgorES is going to go to sleep here. Zefarious is going to work down this Asima, and that's going to be the end of this game.
Daily Promise goes out. Does not get any attack bar reduction on the Veladrul or the Ciara. That's the additional turn, though.
Does not get attack bar reduction, but at the same time, 2-turn sleep is a very long time.
That is. Defense break going out onto the Asima. Does not land that defense break. No additional turns there.
But that Veladrul does proc, so it does not have sleep on it anymore. So Zefarious does need to answer this, otherwise Igor is going to be able to pick up his team.
Well, let's see if Savannah can supply enough damage on top of that defense broken unit.
Savannah does need to crit, decides not to go for it here. Interesting choice, trusts his Vanessa a lot.
Yep, choosing to go after this Asima. Asima does hold on, does not drop here. It is attack broken. We're not going to see a lot of damage coming out of it.
We're going to see a lot of dots, and we don't know what the build is, but maybe some stuns here.
No, but we do get defense breaks sitting on top of the Hathor and Vanessa Savannah. Finally, Veladril is going to get that skill 3 cleansing and boosting up his team.
Boosting up his team indeed, and that Asima is going to move again. And of course, Zefarious does have a bomb and then does have that Ganymede, so that's a lot of damage that's going to be pumped into Zefarious' side of the field.
Yep, not looking too bad for Igor now. Bomb does land on top of that Vanessa. Can he choose to detonate it? Maybe remove this Vanessa from the field?
Definitely think he should be thinking about it, but at the same time could just cycle attack bar. It doesn't really matter. IgorES does have a lot of damage right now.
Does choose Den. It gets the additional turn from Ciara as well. Bomb will come up next turn. Goes for a nice skill 1 on top of that Savannah. We might be seeing a skill 2 coming out of Asima.
At the same time, that Ganymede does have skill 3, so he's going to be able to reset that Vanessa, then take out the Beast Rider. I really like IgorES's position here.
Yep, Igor looking very, very good. He may be cleansing up that Vanessa, try and save it.
Does need to cleanse out the Vanessa and save it, but once that Vanessa's reset, this Savannah's going down. It has a 2-turn defense break, so IgorES is going to be able to take out and trade units here.
Yep, Seal of Magic goes on to Vanessa, dumping attack bars. Bomb coming out once again.
Bomb likely going to go out in the Fran here, then he's going to auto-attack the Savannah, needs to get greedy here and take out a lot of units, decides to miss the bomb on the Savannah.
This is the bomb on top of the Savannah. He's able to cycle and take advantage of that defense break on the Hathor as well. Igor all over the place with his targeting.
Yeah, decides that he's going to use the Veladril to take out Savannah because that's a lot of damage coming out from
That is a lot of damage coming from that Veladril. Finishes off that Savannah. Igor still not looking too bad right now.
Igor looking not too bad indeed. Looks like he's going to take this first game.
Goes to ventilate back on Asima. Asima's got skill 3 up here.
Got skill 3 and skill 2.
Gets the Despair Stones on everybody, but we get the additional turn from the Fran, looking to drop the Asima, and does so. Not looking good for Zefarious at all.
Not looking great for Zefarious, but looking amazing for IgorES. Can we get those ja-ja-ja's in chat for your Brazilian player who is taking game 1?
And there you go, Igor taking round 1 against Zefarious.
What a pick by Igor. That panic pick of the Asima, able to come online because that Veladril procced. A lot of people say you can't proc when you're under sleep. Well, yes, you can. You just don't exactly take a turn yet. It procced, it wasn't slept, and somehow Zefarious decided not to go for the crit onto the Veladril. That's exactly what he needed to do. He didn't kill out the Asima, and he should have gone for the kill on the Veladril because once that Veladril's gone, he would win the game. It's not lucky for Zefarious that he has to do that, but that's the play he has to make. Did not make the right play, and he got punished for it.
It took one violent proc to turn that match around, and it worked out in Igor's favor. Awesome match there with Igor and Zefarious.
Great match there. Can't wait to see more LD units. That was a blast. So we see a pre-ban on the Gianna from Igor's side last time, and Chiwu from Zefarious last time. So we may see some sort of a reversal. Zefarious may be deciding to pre-ban the Gianna, not letting Igor take that first. But at the same time, with first pick, I could also see a Hathor being pre-banned, not letting Igor take that first.
Yep, very well could. Very interesting to see what the pre-bans go out, because obviously Zefarious is going to have first pick here. He'll be taking that Gianna if Gianna does not get pre-banned.
Definitely, but at the same time, if neither Hathor nor Gianna are taken, that kind of makes this game very interesting. Doesn't matter. In this situation, we have a Gianna and a Hathor take pre-ban, so IgorES likely going to lay down probably a Sierra or a Fran.
And I was wrong. Igor does have the first pick going into this match here. Possible Fran, possible Sierra coming from Igor.
I think it's either a Fran, Sierra, or Gani, but likely Sierra or Fran here. And I think if Igor is aggressive, going to go with the Sierra.
There you go. Igor, first pick on that CR. Zefarious looking to respond.
And I think Zefarious will take a Vanessa for sure. He tends to favor his speed lead, his counter pick speed lead earlier. I think you can take it later, but he's going to take the Vanessa here and likely either Gani or Fran to round out his draft here.
And there's the Fran Gani being drafted by Zefarious. Very standard drafts, this SWC for America's Cup.
Standard drafts and also very patient pick by Zefarious here. Of course, Vanessa doesn't need to be taken now, so great choice of Fran and Gani. IgorES now as a choice. I could likely see a Daphnis or a Chiwu and a Savannah. So going super aggressive here. And if I'm Zefarious, I'm really thinking about turn 2 comps here because you don't have your Gianna, or he could lay down some sort of a Vanessa Okeanos here and still play the speed game.
Yeah, I think Vanessa's definitely coming up for Zefarious, and there it is. Strong, aggressive draft from Igor. Zefarious needs one more unit to respond to this. brings out a Leo. That's usually a sign we're going to be seeing Beast Riders going through.
I'm not sure about the Leo. There we go.
All right.
As predicted here, we see that Vanessa Okeanos, because Zefarious still wants to play the speed game. A Leo would be a big mistake because there's already a Seer on the board, and Igor has 2 picks left. So I do like that setup of Zefarious. Going more conservative standard with that Vanessa Okeanos. You're likely going to see that ban on the Chiwu. That's what he's angling himself towards at the moment. So Igor needs to play and plan for that. Likely going to need to dip into a turn 2 team if he wants a consistent way. But has a Wunsa in his back. I love this unit. One of my favorite units in the game. He has 2 AoE units and a Wunsa. We do know Zefarious definitely has will. So Vanessa is likely the ban here, or Okeanos. Either or is fine, but that Wunsa is just going to dominate this game because either way he's going to outspeed. And now that Leo's thrown down, Leo has to be the ban. And if I'm Zefarious, I'm just going to ban out that Wunsa and pray that I resist a lot from this Chiwu.
Yep, strong, aggressive picks coming out of Igor. This might be the one to take it against Zefarious as long as he bans appropriately. Bans out the Asima.
Interesting choice of bans out the Asima. So Zefarious is praying to resist gods here, knowing that he's going to be stripped here. He's going to need to resist a lot from the Savannah and a lot from this Sierra here. Sierra actually does need to get a few procs because Igor may not have enough damage to take out something from Zefarious early on.
Well, Zefarious not showing a ton of damage as well. Speed leads for both teams. 33 for Zefarious, 24 for Igor. Can Igor provide enough damage to take the 2-0 against Zefarious? Let's find out together.
Let's find out. As expected here, Wunsa does take first turn, and we're going to see Savannah coming up next.
Here we go, looking for the inhale, getting the full strip. And we have Chiwu possibly looking to push back attack bars.
Chiwu's got to use skill 2 to prevent immunity going up from 1 unit. So let's see what Igor decides to put this up on.
Does go for the attack bar pushback instead.
Does go for the attack bar pushback instead, which is interesting because if this Fran goes off, he's going to have nothing to strip with, so I'm not sure about that play from Igor. At the same time, Savannah does now need to land on everything and does not do so.
Doesn't get full defense breaks, misses it on the Vanessa. Vanessa being a unit that probably wants to eliminate first. Bomb is going to be coming out now.
Yeah, but at the same time, Zefarious is threatening a Gani Oki lockdown. Very dangerous lockdown here. Bomb does have to go out on Fran, but again, Gani Oki lockdown is coming soon.
Yep. Chooses not to detonate. It gets the additional turn as well.
Yeah, so IgorES' plays a little bit interesting here. Even if that Fran were to go down, you have that Vanessa passive, and again, you have that Gani and Okeanos coming on board soon. This Wunsa needs to be a Hathor and sleep things right now.
There's a defense break, does land on top of Ciara. We're going to see possibly skill 2 onto that Fran.
I think we need to see a skill 1 shoot for the moon and go for luck here, and he goes for a skill 2 on the Okeanos.
And Okeanos still alive, handling very well. Ciara very, very fast.
Actually, that's right. Super fast Sierra.
Oh, but misses the bomb on top of Okeanos.
Needs to go for the kill on the Oki. Needs to auto attack. Does have 2 units following, so Igor still has damage. Once he takes out that Okeanos, Zefarious does not have a lockdown.
Yep, chooses to go right after that Okeanos. Is that skill 2 going to be enough to drop Oki?
That skill 2 should definitely be enough. If not, he has 1 more unit in Savannah following up.
Does drop that Okeanos. Savannah is going to be following up, looking very good for the very aggressive Igor.
Looking extremely great for Igor, putting down Zefarious' units here. Zefarious now has 2 units left. And that does not look like it's enough to keep him in this tournament.
Does not. Igor taking round 2 for Brazil.